Oh, hello! And a Wednesday it is. It is fabulous. And look who's back, Lou.
Welcome back, Chandler.
Gracing
us. How you feeling, bud?
Playing through injury over here.
You look like you've got some color and like
I feel
you
better.
feel healthy.
Much better. There's a bug going around.
Now I'm glad you brought it to us.
Yeah. So you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I'll be alone on this show next week, so tune in.
We're going to have Moses Moody on a little bit later. He had a nice front row sort of get to see all of it last night because what an atmosphere it was in San Francisco. Let's get into it. Mavericks, Warriors, NBA Cup group play. Warriors win it. Klay's return, 120-117. Curry, 37-9-3. Draymond at 11-7-6. Luka with 31. And Klay, man of the night, 6 of 12 from 3. He finished with 22 points. We're going to get to the actual return because it was emotional. But Steph Curry but does it in a way that's almost adorable, but he's going to kill you with kindness. Final 12 points of this thing are part of his 37. Take me through what you saw.
It's unbelievable, and you can look no further than what this dude did in the gold medal game this summer. This is what he does. He's one of the most unguardable players in the world ever, just because the shooting ability, you have to play up on him, but then he's so quick off the dribble. And you can tell this emotion. First of all, I love that.
Right now.
I just love the serial killer scream.
Yeah, what is going on?
In all seriousness, when do you ever see this type of emotion in November?
Yeah.
On a regular game, and I know it's the play-in or the NBA Cup, and I will say I love the NBA Cup. The intensity of these games are unbelievable. I think this is fantastic.
I don't want to give the credit to the NBA Cup for this emotion.
Yeah, but then you top it off with the Klay return, and this again, as personal as it was for Klay Thompson, as well as he played. By the way, I was super happy the way he played. I love that he got to the free throw line right away. Kind of saw 2 go down, and that kind of helped open up the basket, but. This meant a lot to Steph Curry. This meant a lot to Draymond Green. You can tell by their comments after the game, this was not just an ordinary game. They wanted to play well. They wanted to prove that they are better off without him, and he wanted to prove that they're missing him and they need him. So it went both ways last night, and this was an awesome game. This is one of the more exciting games I can remember in early November. This was awesome, and the whole celebration was great for him. So this was a special night. This was a huge win for the Warriors, too. This was a back-and-forth game, and this is a big time win for the Warriors.
You don't want to give it credit. Well, we'll get to the actual return and the hats and all the good stuff that came with this. But Steph as a showman, I mean, I'm trying to think of guys that you would put ahead of him. Currently, I can't think of one, just because he also has the resume that backs it up, Lou. But what do you think about what he did last night?
I love the fact that it's evolved over time, right? Steph Curry has been a legendary trash talker. He doesn't get the credit for it because he's so mild-mannered and he's so neutral all the time. So every time he makes a big shot, it peeps his head out. But he talks during games. He has one of those games where he'll get into a back and forth and he'll let his game do a lot of the talking. But the other half of it, he's chirping. And so. Over time, with championships and accomplishments and everything, he's become more comfortable in his skin. He's become more comfortable in being a showman and being part of the excitement of games besides just making shots. So I love it. I love the fact that he was emotional last night. I love the fact that he took it. He made it honest to make sure, hey, listen, I'm still here and I'm still doing my thing, even to the point that he was screaming in the crowd and, like I just mentioned, the serial killer scream and looking directly in the camera, that's a statement game for him.
What's crazy to me is when you think of exciting athleticism players, it's Anthony Edwards, it's Zion, it's John Morant. This dude does it more than anybody. It's just shooting the basketball. It's how he does it. It's off the dribble. It's off the catch. It's the range in which he shoots these threes from. It's his clutchness.
It's the timing of when they happen.
It's the timing of everything that he does. When the game on the line, he wants the ball. It's some of the shots when he takes them, you're like, it's their head scratcher. They're horrible shots, and they go in. So when I think of an exciting player, I think of athleticism. Not with him. It is just all straight, pure shooting, and it is so much fun to watch. The guy, he literally changed the game. There's kids around the world shooting the ball from half court because they want to be like Steph Curry. It used to be I want to dunk like this guy. Now it's I want to shoot like Steph.
Not only the kids, but he even has the NBA changing the way that
he's got Anthony Edwards taking 12 a game.
He got teams shooting 40 to 50 3-pointers because at that time, the Golden State Warriors, they were so dominant behind the three-point line. In order for you to even compete against them, you had to match that. You had to match that effort and shoot a bunch of three-pointers, and that's carried over into where the game is now.
But last night I'm watching, I'm like, this is nothing. He literally put the whole country on his back and did this in the fourth quarter of the Olympic game. So like this.
Put him to sleep. I love it.
This is just another game.
It was actually very enjoyable. A November game. Can't repeat that enough. And look, there are guys in this league right now, the LeBron, the Steph. They're aging like fine wine. I don't know if this is a one-off, if we're just seeing a special moment in basketball times, or is this maybe moving forward with the evolution of medicine and all the things that come with it?
Well, you got to give it credit. You know, as much as we like to talk about load management and all of those things, as much as the fans don't really agree with it, it's showing that it works, you know? And also, you're looking at guys that, you know, publicly have said they've spent X amount of dollars on their fitness and being in shape and taking their bodies and their careers very seriously. So, you know, you're seeing the changing of the guard. These guys are 35-plus years. The Kevin Durant, Steph Curry's, LeBron James is in his 40s. You know, you have a lot of these guys that are playing late into their careers and still being very productive.
And I think we take these stars for granted. We always talk about the Steph Currys because of things like this they did last night, LeBron James. Kevin Durant is playing at an MVP level. And this is a dude that when he came out, his body type, it was like a Chet Wemby. He couldn't bench press 180 pounds. That was such a big deal. Oh, he's not going to be as sustained. He's still playing at a high level. James Harden, he's been like fat shamed. He's been out of shape. People have been crushed. He's playing at an elite level, and he's 35, 36 years old. So I think we need to just kind of sometimes sit back and look at how brilliant and how unbelievable these guys are, because to be doing that, we know, I'm 36, I can barely get out of bed to go golf or go, so the fact that they're still doing this at this clip is one of the more impressive things I've ever seen in sports.
I think we've just evolved as humanity. There's just a lot more at our disposal to help the process. Obviously, the return was the big story of the night. Klay back in the Bay Area. I don't believe it disappointed. Here it is.
Let's extend our captain hats to the four-time Warriors champion. He's back! Playing his 12th season out of Washington State University, number 31, Klay Thompson.
Again. That's kind of a crazy thing to see. We saw the hats, 18,000 of those captain hats. There were like 400 employees that were lined up when he got to the arena just sort of to say hi and wave and clap and all that. I've never seen anything remotely close to this. Have you?
I got to be honest. You know, I've seen my fair share of welcome backs, even experienced one of my own in Philadelphia. This was by far one of the coolest things that I've been able to experience for another guy. I couldn't have been happier, and it couldn't be more deserving for a guy. You know, the way Klay has carried himself through his career, been able to be a champion, you know, to spend the first 12 or 13 years in one city and leave and come back so soon and get that hero's welcome. Like you said, it gives you goosebumps, it gives you chills, because this isn't normal. You know, there was even conversation about whether there were going to be somebody there that was going to boo him. Like, absolutely not. You know, so to see 3-4 different standing ovations, to see the video, to see all of his former teammates get involved, his former coach get involved, the employees, that tells you the impact that he's had on that Bay Area, that fan base, and they did nothing short of show him all the love in the world. And, you know, he got his flowers last night. You gotta love it.
Yeah, the biggest thing to me was the whole entrance with the employees, because that just shows to me his character and the love and respect that the little people that have, whether you're the front office general manager or you're a janitor at that arena, Klay Thompson always showed you love and respect and embraced you. So the fact that they gave him that warm welcoming, that means more to me than the fans cheering because of how good he was on the court. This is him being just an awesome dude. So that showed me what kind of level of respect that they have for him. So that was awesome. And again, this whole return, the starting lineup thing was great.
Oh, gosh.
It was just a
It was a
goosebump night. I don't know how the hell he made those free throws, because I'm sure he was just emotionally and physically drained and fatigued from the whole video, but he played well. And listen, he missed a couple easy ones, but I mean, the guy had 5 or 6 3-pointers. Like, he kept him in the game. He made big plays to the basket in the fourth quarter. This obviously they lost and they would rather have the win there, but it went about just as good as he could without the win.
From a Warriors perspective, because like on the one hand, absolutely, I love the over-the-top vibe of the welcome back, but then you also kind of have to win the game. Like that's what it felt like. So for me, it was almost scripted perfectly. You took care of business, you gave him this amazing welcome back, you won. Steph did Steph things, and he had a good game. Like, perfect.
For the Warriors, for sure. And you could tell Draymond Green's his comments afterwards, as close as they are to, or they were, there's definitely something there when when Draymond's saying that he's done trying to like reach out to Klay, and their friendship is going to, take place in the offseason, and he's not going to reach out anymore. But that doesn't change the bond that they had. That doesn't change the memories and the relationship they've had through those championship runs. So this was perfect for the Warriors. Again, they won. They played great. Steph Curry put on an absolute show at the end of the game there. But Klay Thompson, he handled this about as good as you could. With everything going on, for him to step up and play the way he did was impressive.
I'm not trying to get ahead of ourselves, but let's just say we get a playoff series between these two teams. How great would that be?
It'd be exciting.
That'd be awesome.
I would like that.
Exciting.
That would be awesome, and it would be competitive. Both teams are good. Both teams are experienced.
Well, and now the feel-good, sappy vibes are done. So now it's just.
Do they boo him when he goes back now? Like a playoff, I think they boo him.
It's no chance.
Really?
Can you boo like tongue-in-cheek though?
When
like,
he shot an air ball,
boo.
He shot an air ball. I think, and like I feel like they didn't even want to cheer air ball.
No.
Like they were fully on his side.
It's pretty great.
Well,
Like, yeah.
Chandler, you don't boo him because you also know what he's capable
Great
of.
point.
Yeah, you don't want to poke the bear.
You do not want to poke the bear, get this guy going, and he runs off a 30-point third quarter like he's done for your franchise. You don't want to poke the bear. He's never getting booed in Golden State.
I wish you could have bet last night that the first possession was going to him because it was so. And Jason Kidd, shout out to him. He went straight to the post, get to the free throw line. That was a great way to start this game. Like I said, to see 2 free throws go down to kind of opened up everything for him.
That was hilarious moment. Knicks, Sixers, pronounce. NBA Cup group play. It was Embiid's first game. We'll get to these courts later. But it was, of course, Embiid's first game back, 111-99. Cat with 21, Hart with 14, 12, and 10. PG at 29. And Embiid finished with 13 points, 2 of 11 from the field. That was in 26 minutes. They got him back, but they lost by double digits to New York. Let's start with some positives, Chandler. What were some of the positives we can take away from Philly here?
Positive is that where Joel Embiid played, and now listen, he wasn't aggressive, he didn't look like himself, and this is concerning to me because clearly he's not well, and he's already said he's not going to play back-to-backs, but then last night he says he kind of wants to play tonight, so we'll see how that goes, but even if he doesn't play back-to-backs, you know how many times there's 2 games in 3 nights where it's going to be interesting to see how his knee responds during that. But a positive, I mean, you got him back in the lineup. Paul George looks great. He looked like he's getting his legs back. And they have an absolute stud in their rookie, Jared McCain. He is an absolute flamethrower, scorer, create his own shot. So there are some positives to look out of this. But again, this team is so built now with this big 3 to win. So when one of them are out, 2 of them are out, it's just tough to get that consistency.
Yep.
But, I mean, those, I guess, would be the only positives here. But they've dug themselves such a deep hole. It's going to be tough for them, especially with the unknown of Joel Embiid. He didn't look like himself. And to take 3 shots in the first half, I think people were frustrated because they wanted to see him come out and be aggressive. But clearly he doesn't have that in him right now. He is hurt. So I feel for the guy. Like, he is not himself, and it's showing.
And there's a fatigue level. Look, we're no experts, right, Lou? Well, you might be. But he looked a bit fatigued. 8 points at halftime, and all of that was on free throws. He had 2 rebounds, finished with 13 and 3 rebounds. I told you it was 26 minutes. It's hard to get the cardio side of things when you're not really available to do a lot of that. I don't know, as far as the road back, Lou, what realistically this is going to end up looking like for him.
I don't know, and that's the problem with how this whole saga started in the offseason. Now we got so many questions. Instead of us trying to find a solution to what's next, we still got questions about the past. When is he going to find his rhythm? When is he going to find that chemistry with his teammates? When is he going to get into game shape? And again, this is a team that's playing on a back-to-back tonight. Off season, he said he's not playing in back-to-backs. So now you're looking at what your record is 2-9. What is it?
Yeah, and they played Cleveland, and just the hottest team in the.
Yeah, you're 2-8.
Just still undefeated.
You're 2-8. You got your ass whooped last night. Now you're here on the back-to-back in the hottest team that's in the association. Do you play? Ooh. Do you give your team an opportunity to go out there and try to win a game or get yourself going? Like, it's so many questions surrounding Joel Embiid right now, and it's unfortunate, but last night he didn't look great. I'm sure he'll attest today. He didn't look really good, but again, usually as a player, when you have a back-to-back, this is an opportunity for you to get back on track if you didn't play well in the first one. But, they've publicly stated that he's not going to play in back-to-backs, and now he's saying it's up to the medical team to decide whether he's going to play. Like, this should be a feel. If you feel like you're healthy enough to play, you should go out on the floor and compete.
And he could play. Look, he technically could play tonight.
Right. And so, again, it's so many questions surrounding the Philadelphia 76ers and how, they've handled this Joel Embiid thing. And Joel Embiid deserves some of that responsibility because he was the person to come out during this offseason and say, I'm not going to play him back-to-back. So I'm curious and I'm concerned about how they move forward. I don't know what's ahead.
I do think if he played tonight, I think it would set him back long term.
Really?
I think that knee is worse than people think, and the dude is struggling and the dude is in pain. So I do think that would hurt him in the long run. And you could tell by watching him last night, he's got some possible flopping fines coming because when he's going, he's aggressive. He is going through people's chests. Last night, it's almost like he was so rusty and so tired where he was trying to flop, trying to get to the free throw line, which he did a good job in the first half.
But you don't love it.
But
you don't love that. You don't want him settling. You don't want your 6, 7 foot, 300 pound, horse settling like that.
When is he gonna get better?
Yeah, how?
Like,
I don't think he's gonna. I think this.
How do you do it?
I don't know.
So can I ask a dumb question? If you're the Sixers, I get it. The toothpaste is out of the tube as far as saying I'm never going to play back-to-backs. That's a problem.
How do you get the toothpaste back in?
You don't. That's the problem here. So it's out there. We all reacted to it, and we continue to react to it. If you're the team, is there not some benefit in saying he is hurt really, really badly? We're shutting this down for 2 months. That way we know for a fact he is not playing.
I think that's going to come to head sooner than we think. I think you have to start planning this season for sure without Joel Embiid.
Gotcha.
How many times more are you going to put him out there when they know how severe it is? I can't not trust my eyes. I see Joel Embiid. He's in pain. He's not running back. He's not sprinting. He's not changing directions. He's doing nothing that he was doing when he was the MVP. So this is a completely different player. He's not himself, which is why I feel for the guy. And I know him media-wise. He's getting scrutinized. Mm-hmm. He wants to play. And I'm telling you, it's just going to make it worse. So I see this coming to an end here real soon. And I feel for the guy, but I think long-term, this is best. He just re-signed his contract. I think it's going to get shut down here soon. They have to plan with going with Drummond, going with Ubaseli. They have to go with these guys because I just don't see a world this season where Joel Embiid is back to himself without some sort of operation.
Listen, I hate to be the negative person up here, but I don't see what that does for the 76ers if you sit him down for 2 months, right? Like,
No, I think it's the season or nothing. I think it's
it's the season or nothing. Like no more delays because this is going to get tense with the fan base. It's already bubbling. We're 2 weeks away from just having a blow up with a reporter. Yeah. The next step is going to be the fan base, and that's
kind of started.
Yeah, and that's going to come off. That's going to come off the heels of the uncertainty. They don't know when he's going to play. Like tonight, we're sitting here. It's 10-17 in Philadelphia right now. They don't know if he's going to play or not tonight. And so there shouldn't be any of these things that are left unanswered. And then you sit him out for another 2 months. So when is he actually going to play? It's so many questions. And that's my issue with this thing. It's bad PR. I don't think it was handled very, very well. And now, on top of that, you have a team that's struggling as a whole. You're looking at a 2-8 record and your best player is unavailable. Where do you go from there?
It's bad optics because their team is struggling. He's making a bunch of money. The outside world thinks he's healthy. He knows he's not healthy, so he's playing, so he's not playing good. So that's what I'm saying. I think personally for him and for the team, it's just best to shut him down, have him ready for next season. You still get Paul George back. You still get Tyrese Maxey back, and then you go into that. But
that was the narrative last year, Chandler.
But he didn't do it. He wanted to play in the Olympics, and he wanted to get a gold medal.
Also, remember what he looked like in the playoffs against the Knicks? Then he looked like the way he did in the Olympics. So where in that period of time was there supposed to be the cushion of getting better?
I think
there was just not.
Soon, unfortunately.
Here we are.
So it's at the cost of the Sixers. See, that's where it's going to get ugly, I'm afraid. We did have our very first NBA Cup upset. Whoa. Hawks, Celtics, that's right. Atlanta, no Trae Young. Jalen Johnson, triple-double. Jaylen Brown had 37, Tatum had 20. But it is an upset, ladies and gentlemen. Atlanta wins this one without their star player. Last second win. Could they be a long shot to make a run in the cup, Chandler?
Sure, why not? I mean, listen,
Sure.
first of all, this Dyson Daniels kid is an absolute stud. You might not have heard the name before a lot, but he is an absolute player. He's a two-way player. He's one of those kind of throw-in guys, which the role players nowadays are so much better. You give these big trades, and then the role player, the Dante DiVincenzo's end up being more valuable than the centerpiece of the trade. This kid's a star. Jalen Johnson is an absolute star. It's tough. And here's another thing about the play-in tournament or the NBA Cup, which I love. Doesn't mean the Celtics are out.
No, not yet.
And you're going to see guys play through the whistle. Like last night, Jalen Brunson, there was 11 seconds left. I forgot it was the NBA Cup, and he went downhill and scored because there's the point differential thing at the end where that matters. So it's fun to watch. And
really
again, this is a big win for the Hawks, but at the end of the day, I think the Celtics are playing for a bigger picture. I don't think they care about the NBA Cup, but yeah, this is a bad loss.
Well, but Atlanta Hawks, they got to take what they can get.
I love it.
Right? Especially when you're at 5-7 and you have Trae Young out and you're on the road, and it's one of those games where you're like, all right, what do we do? How do we go about this? Well, you compete hard. And listen, when a guy like Trae Young is out and you're Dyson Daniels, this is like a substitute teacher. This is like, yo, I have a free day to do what I want to do. I have no sub coming. I'm going to play big minutes tonight. Why not shine and go out there and give myself a chance to have a big night? He went out there and did that, and shout out to Jalen Johnson, having his second triple-double of his career this year. Like, those young guys are taking advantage of big-time opportunities, and last night was no different.
Lou, do you have cup fever?
No.
Okay, well, I'll ask again Friday.
Did you know Keaton Wallace on the Hawks is Kason Wallace's brother?
Wow, this is happening.
On the Thunder?
It's actually happening in real time.
No.
They are.
I
No.
Any other interesting
No,
facts?
there's a lot of family.
Let's do it.
incest in the NBA.
That's not incest.
I mean, it's crazy. You know what I mean.
I'm worried about what you think
Oh, right
incest
to Fitter
is.
Brick.
Fitter Brick, of course. Let's start with
brother.
the Celtics.
That doesn't make it.
That doesn't make it incest. It
crazy.
just makes it genealogy.
Oh, now we're talking genius. What is this? Are we on shrooms?
No, we're doing the Fitter Brick because
You know
some
what?
are worse than others and some are great. What do you think about this one?
This one's a brick for me.
A brick.
I don't
Ooh,
like-
I don't know
I feel
who
like
you're
I'm
giving
on
a
I
actual
don't like light
drugs.
colors.
I mean, all of them are going to feel drug-induced. I will warn you now.
I
But
don't like light colors. What's with all the extra lines?
At least it's primarily green. I've seen a couple that are really trippy.
I don't hate this one because
No,
I know
this
there are
one's
others
really
coming.
trippy.
Here
Are
comes.
those also trophies in the paint?
Yeah, it looks like it. Here comes the
It's a
ocean.
little arrogant.
Give me. No, not this one. This was the. What
This
do they call
one's
it?
clean.
Millennial gray.
'Cause at least
I like
the
this one.
primary color here is a basic gray.
It almost looks like your TV's shorting and it's giving you half black and white.
I remember last
half-
year, I thought I smoked something bad because I was like, what is this?
I like how
This
the
one's clean.
Warriors
I don't
thing,
hate it.
how it stands out in the middle.
It's calm.
That's what I like.
It's a soothing
Yeah.
court. They're not all soothing.
And I'm a big neutral color guy. Give me gray all day.
Yeah, I like
You
it.
do love neutral
It's a
colors,
fit.
Lou. I knew that about you. How about the Sixers? This is.
Oh, they all have the three
You know what?
trophies.
I actually like this one. I'm digging it.
I didn't like it in action because it
is
felt
that
like
13
the ocean.
stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah,
I can't.
12 and a half. All right.
12 and a half? That can't be right.
Like, what are we comparing this to, though? You like this?
yeah,
I like
Fitter
it.
Brick.
Well, I play for the Sixers and I understand the whole stars and the thing. I'm
12
digging
and a
it.
half?
This is
That's
this
12 and a half.
segment has dumbed us all down, and I am proud of it.
I don't love it. I mean,
It's okay. How about I like the little roses.
it's very like designer.
It's a nice. It does feel.
It's like a Versace pattern.
It could be wallpaper.
Feels appropriate though.
I don't hate this
It's a
one.
bathroom wallpaper.
I don't hate it.
It's a wallpaper. We don't hate it. It doesn't
I'm
screw
staying
with my
consistent.
brain.
I like neutral colors. I like the gray. You throw in the roses behind there.
Lou loves it.
I'm rolling.
Lou's about them roses.
So I'll give credit. This year from last year,
Just like the
a lot better.
one we just saw.
Whoa,
what does that say?
Does that
Boom,
say boom,
baby?
baby?
Ain't nah.
Boom, baby.
That's nothing.
Not feeling that.
Is that their thing?
Do they say boom, baby? Because now I'm thinking about that Doug
I've
Costco
never heard
family.
Indy.
So I don't
I've
like
never heard
Don't
Indiana
laugh.
have anything boom baby-ish.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want to be a hater, but these all
It makes it feel small because of the giant border. Oh, the reds are where it gets weird. I'm not gonna lie to you.
See red?
It gets weird.
It's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's just a lot.
It's a lot of a lot.
It's part of the promotion though.
It's like a car with the
like
interior's red. It's like you can't. It's
a lot.
gonna get old real quick.
On a day where you want to be calm, this doesn't do it. So you
Well,
can't be calm.
on Tuesdays and Fridays.
You know what?
We're here to party on Tuesdays and Fridays.
Hold up.
I don't hate this.
Hold up.
digging this one.
Lavender.
I don't
is
hate
nice.
this one.
Okay,
I'm digging this one.
This is the first one we all agree on.
Yeah.
Because it's
Wow.
lighter. It's
It's also a
not
soothing
so-
color.
Whoa.
Purple's nice. It's calming. It's like
One
lavender.
of my absolute favorite NBA jerseys is the old Toronto Raptors.
Hallucination.
Nope.
Yeah,
Timberwolves.
Oh, it's Timberwolves.
That's a migraine for me.
That's I'm having like an aura situation.
Yeah, that's a
right now.
migraine
Don't
for
care
me.
for it.
No,
No.
I'm
Tripping
Trick.
balls.
Rolling.
No.
Nope.
All right, Pistons, do something great.
That.
I mean,
Nope.
look, they had a nice night, so I'm not even gonna knock it.
We're not going to talk about it on the show, but they won last
They-
night on something I've never seen outside of Chris Webber.
In
on
my
a
life.
Timeout by probably the best
Spo.
coach.
With Jalen in the house. Jalen Rose was there. I mean, that's some weird.
Spo owned up, but
Spo owned up.
holy
He
That's
said
some
he got
wizardry.
emotional.
a walk-off technical, no timeout.
No timeouts
It's
left.
good
to
coaching
call.
and bad coaching at the same time.
I loved it. It was awesome. All right, taking a quick break. When we come back, is it true? Is Moses Moody going to join us? Maybe, perhaps, I hope. All right, run it back. Moses Moody. Yep, that's right. He's a champ.
He's a
here.
trooper.
He's
7:30 in the morning.
Right? Like,
Boy,
it
you are
is
a
not.
trooper.
What were you thinking when you
Went
said
from
yes
trying
to this?
punch on
Moses?
Klay last night to up at 7 a.m. doing an interview. I love it.
We do want to welcome you, by the way. Thank you for getting up early and doing this with us. But can you take us through what it was like in the building? Because through the TV, it felt hella emotional. I can only imagine what it was like in the actual building.
Yeah, it was cool, especially like given, obviously the antics of it all and the emotions that come with it, but being on the court and the competitor that Klay is, the competitor Dre and Steph is, everybody had to be kind of weird, but like amped up and going into it. And after the fact, Klay came over to the locker room and everything, and it's like, you can let your hair down a little bit, but before, everybody in competitive mode, they want to win that game, and they're gonna be out there talking and this and that.
Oh no, it felt very playoff-like as far as intensity. I'm good to know that he went afterwards and everybody was great. The response from the fans, you never know. Like PG comes back to LA, we know how that all played out. He shouldn't have been booed, but he was. It was so different for you guys. What do you think about the way the fans handled it?
Yeah, it was cool. What the Warriors did, what the fans did, even with the when he came in, the whole department was had the Klay hats on and welcomed him in. It's cool to see, especially as a player in this league, that he's done as much as anybody can imagine to do, hope to do. So to see the type of response you can get when you achieve the goal.
First of all, the fact that we call him Captain Klay, I just think of an old person whenever I hear Captain Klay. Have you been on the boat? Does he invite people on the boat?
Do we know if he took the boat to the game last night?
Does he still have it there?
That's a good question. When he came over, he said he was at his house. So he used to take the boat across the water. So maybe, I'm not sure.
I love that so much.
I have been on the boat.
Yes. I like hearing this.
Listen, after last night's win, you guys are 9-2. It looks like everybody's eating. It's like a buffet out in San Francisco, man. What's been the difference of this season opposed to last?
We got a really cool approach. Coming into training camp, the additions to the coaching staff and everything have been great. But coach has been preaching, playing fast. So getting more possessions, getting up and down the floor, attacking early, and then getting into our offense. And our offense is a lot more free-flowing. We don't have a lot of set plays that we have to get to, but we got sets and actions that we can get to on the fly that get the ball moving.
And Coach Kerr's on record saying this is probably the deepest team that he's coached. So you guys go 11, 12 deep sometimes. Played 14 guys against the Cavs. Tibbs is having a panic attack watching that. Do you guys have the deepest team in the NBA?
I don't see how we wouldn't. And even we are very deep. And then just the fact that coach is playing so many guys too shows the depth and kind of solidifies that fact. I think like factually we do by the rotation number. Mm-hmm. But it's been a great time, just being out here with the guys. And that's another thing. It's a really good group of guys. I know you guys have probably been in locker rooms that could be different, that don't have that feel to it. But this is a really good group of guys and team, and everybody like each other, and the locker room has been great.
Like, I'm telling you, when you like each other, it just feels
It makes all the
Crazy
difference.
how
It
much
looks
that helps.
different.
Yeah.
It really does. As like
Listen,
a fan.
you're together every day. You're
Yeah.
together. You're with your teammates more than your own family. So when the environment is right, that's so important.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the fan questions, and rightfully so, because going to Boston last week, Steve Kerr got an immensely tremendous boo. He handled it perfectly, by the way. What'd you guys make of that?
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna happen, but it was kind of funny to see. But yeah, it was. You know, they I guess they got a own situation going on.
It's their therapy.
Moses, I know you've been teammates with Steph for 4 years, man, and you know, playing the same position and just being around him. What are some of the intangibles that you've been able to pick up just by being teammates with someone like that?
I think it's been great to come in the league as a rookie and have Steph being there from day one. You know, you can be in different situations, and you know, you're human. You naturally go kind of compare yourself, and what you want, the ultimate goal is to become Steph Curry. But you can be on so many teams, and you can see the guys that are at the top of the pecking order that are chilling or that are doing it a certain way, doing it the wrong way, and then it's like, then you kind of equate success or the highest level with being able to relax and taking steps back on the working side. But having Steph in the locker room from day one, it pushes me now to thinking like, okay, I can't let Steph work harder than me because he's already who he is. And it lets me know that the better you get, the harder you got to work, the harder you got the opportunity to work because you got to play more and this and that. So that's been a really good thing to have for me. My whole career, just a good role model to equate success to.
Moses, I have a question. How hard is it, just as a player, to see the things he's doing on the court, seeing the shots he's taking? How hard is it for you not to go into that Steph Curry mode and launch crazy shots, just it being contagious? Like, as a teammate, I would see, obviously it's Steph Curry, he's got different rules, but like, is it hard not just like hoisting shots like him on the floor at the same time?
That's a good question. Yes, to a certain extent, it's like, okay, you know, we shoot those shots, but it's not that. It's he shoots those shots sometimes. And sometimes when I'm working out with him, when I'm shooting with him, I'll find myself like having to make sure I stick with my shot, stick with my rhythm on my cadence because he shoots so fast and so effortless. When I'm working out with it's just me and him, sometimes I just start shooting like that off reflex. But you know, you got to control it.
But that's what I wanted to ask you though. Like when you know some of those intense practices, when you really getting ready for it, and you guarding him, like, has he made you a better defender just by being teammates with him?
Definitely. And then too, if y'all see the stretches that he be playing, sometimes he be out there for a long time, and he like, don't take me out, or he not gonna look like he tired, but it's because like when we in those practices, when we in those workouts, he's not coming off the court, and he's doing a lot of the same amazing stuff that he do in the games in practice. And that's cool to see.
So Moses, bad game, he shoots some crazy shots. Has there ever been a time in film the next day where Steve Kerr's like, Steph, horrible shot, man?
No way.
Like, has he ever like kind of gone at him for shot selection?
Not in the 4 years.
I figured that was the answer.
Maybe he does it quietly.
Yeah, he
like
pulls
a
him
text.
aside. All right, you're getting out of hand.
There's something nostalgic in the association when the Warriors are cooking the way they are right now. And Draymond Green, obviously a huge part of that boom. So I wanted to ask you, what version of Draymond are we seeing right now? How great has this been?
Yeah, this is prime time Draymond Green. Steph said it in the locker room yesterday. Everything that he did on offense, Dre did on defense. You can feel the pressure. You can feel the intensity coming from him. The support behind you on defense. You can feel his energy in the huddle, and then just the plays that he makes at the right times is similar to the feeling that Steph does when he does it on offense.
Are there moments, because Draymond's one of those classic players, I think, as fans, where we're always like, if he plays for your team, you absolutely love him.
Oh yeah, it's like a Dylan Brooks.
Exactly. When he doesn't, you hate him. But you're teammates with him, so you kind of have the best of all of that. Are there moments, or have you had a moment where you've looked out there and said, I'm really glad Draymond's my teammate?
Yeah, last night when he blocked Daniel Gafford at the end of the game.
Perfect.
But it's like he always has those moments that's just when you need it and it's perfect time. And another one that I think of my rookie year in the playoffs, he got a steal on Jokic to seal the game. I think it was game 5. It was backing him down. And then and it's one of Jokic's like signature moves. He gets there whenever he wants to, does a drop step turn and lay it up. Dre stood him up, ripped the ball from him. We so rolled off into the sunset. But he always makes those plays at those timely times.
Has he ever done anything in practice where you were like, uh-oh, I've crossed the line? Or no, it's all good?
Well, there's that one thing with Jordan.
Well, not him. That's why I'm asking him, not Jordan
him
Poole.
personally? Got it.
We know that one.
Dre, you gotta know Dre too though. Like Dre is the best teammate, the best person you can be around too. Like it was one day, my phone, there was something wrong with my phone, and we went to the Apple keynote and everything at the same time, so we got the same phone at the same time. So I went over and said, "Hey, your phone's tripping too. What's going on?" And I'm thinking like I'm just showing him. He gonna be like, "Nah, mine's straight." But the dude takes my phone and he's got my phone for the next 30 minutes because he's gonna figure out what's wrong with my phone. He take it around to the video room and everything, and he get it fixed and just bring it back. But he not even thinking nothing of it, but just because that's how he instinctively is. That's why he helps so much on defense, because that's the type of person he is. He want to help, look out for whoever he can, however he can. So it gets misconstrued because he's such a competitor and such a villain on the court, as it's portrayed. But the type of dude that dude is.
See, we need
like
more
that.
stories
That's a great
like
story,
that
yeah.
so people can understand him better. And
Maybe he doesn't want us to know that. Maybe that's part of the thing.
Oh, absolutely. I played pickup with Draymond for about 15 minutes, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like he made it so easy for me to play the game, and he was super cool. But Moses, I wanna take you back to a throwback, man. My first NBA game, I squared up against Tracy McGrady and Yao Ming, and I just remember sitting there like, wow, like I've made it. And your first game was against the Lakers back in the day. LeBron, AD, MELO, Russ. What was that experience like, your first time looking out there at them guys, looking across their court like, damn, I'm in?
Man, keep it going. Dwight Howard, Roger it was crazy with that being, because you got to keep in mind, like at that time I'm 19 years old. So I've literally been watching this whole team my whole time since I've been watching basketball. And then for that, because it was crazy how many guys was on that team. So it was cool getting out there, because I played a good amount that game too. I got to get my first bucket that game, but it is you can nobody really slow down because you're a basketball player and you're in the NBA, so you're supposed to be there. But if you think of that as a person, like that's a big step. It's cool, but like not everybody could do that in real life. Just the emotions that go through your head and the feelings and this and that. But it was cool for me because it's like I came in at the top. Like it don't get no bigger than this for me. Even if the players is better or whatever you say, like this is the star-studded level. And then we played that team like 4 times in the playoffs, and I'm in the preseason too. So that was a good warm up, but it was cool to get out there against those guys and open up my NBA career like that, because that's the highest stage in LA and Staples at that time. Crypto, but Staples at that time. And the lights we got, and those are the stars on the court, but we got Kevin Hart, Denzel, everybody in the crowd too. Yeah, it was cool.
That's a hell of a debut.
That's right into the fire.
Front street.
Moses, college hoops is back. Big games last night. You spent 1 year at Arkansas, made it to the Elite Eight. Now you have new head coach John Calipari. What kind of impact do you think that he will make now that he can legally pay
Throw that out there.
pay kids and NIL? What do you think he's going to do at Arkansas?
Legally is hilarious.
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's official. We the new Kentucky.
That's right.
It's official.
It's cool because like this is his game. Recruiting, bringing those guys in, letting them play, developing guys. That's what he does. So that's another guy you've been seeing do it for years on end. And for him to bring that to my hometown don't even really feel real. It's cool.
We got a standard 100 bet, by the way, when they play Florida. Don't you forget that.
Let's do it.
You mentioned your hometown. You got the key to the city of Little Rock. And every time heard that. I think, first of all, it's awesome.
Giant key.
Does it actually open up anything? Like, what does the key give you access to? Like, what? Because this is obviously big time.
It's a key to the heart of the city. Let's say that. That's what it is. But for me, like that type of stuff, growing up, I'm one of those kids that was raised by the city. Like my dad would jokingly say sometimes he ain't know where I was at, so he just started calling coaches around the town to see where I'm working out at. But I'm hopping in people's cars. We going over here. We going to this gym, and that's just how I came up. So. And then guys like Joe Johnson, Bobby Portis that made it to the league before me, I won a 3-on-3 tournament Joe Johnson put on in a big old parking lot when I was younger. So that's the way I've seen it happen. You know, you make it to the league and then you do stuff for the city. And then everybody there that don't got much gets to benefit from that. They get to smile a little bit today. You know, me and my homeboys get to go play together. We don't usually play together because they not at that level. But we get to go hoop together at the tournament. And that's just put a smile on my face for the day. So I'm really I do all the stuff that I'm glad that I got to experience because of those guys, but we don't have that many guys either. So all the stuff that I wish I would have been able to experience, the mentor that I wish I would have been able to ask questions to, be available to me. I try to do that for as many young people as I can.
That's awesome.
Well said.
Pops probably found you across that bridge in Memphis every once in a while too, huh?
Oh yeah. I was trying to get over because they had a team. We ain't had no team in Little Rock, so I was trying to come to Memphis watch the game.
Moses, this has been awesome. Keep it up. Keep crushing. It's been a joy to watch you guys start this season off the way you have. We thank you.
Keep rolling, my
Good
brother.
luck, bro.
Yes, indeed.
I appreciate that.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, more Run It Back.
Huge.
Well, it's time for Who's That Player. This was an interesting one last week when we debuted it, because Chandler from behind.
Come back, kid.
Epic victory. Yeah, so here we go. There's going to be a silhouette.
Protesting that.
You're going to get clues. Lose first. So let's get that first clue up there and see what we got.
We're just doing the silhouette here now on the
Yeah,
wall.
you could just steal the. Okay, there you go. Drafted 10th overall in '85. Oh, easy.
Chris Mullins.
Duh. Is it? Yeah.
How many points is
I mean,
that?
I knew
I'm
that
writing
one.
this down.
That's
many
3.
points?
Yeah, write it down because I
Three.
can't
Why
write
not
on my
just
screen
one?
for some reason. Because it's first clue's 3, second clue's 2.
All right, I better get a layup here.
All right, here we go. Boom. Chandler, you're up.
Looks like Latrell Sprewell.
4th time NBA.
It is Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah. Are these too easy? Yeah, 3 Okay, we got
That
a
should
3-3.
be 4 points. Just from
Why should that
clock
be 4
management.
points? How it works, Lou, you're up next.
I think
there
I
you
know
go.
silhouettes better than stats.
Yeah, the silhouettes. Maybe we have to blur the silhouettes.
interesting.
All right, first clue
I have
for Lou.
an idea.
6-time All-Star.
Yeah, I know.
With the Supersonics and Cavaliers.
For the sake of I just want to see the clues. It's Sean Kemp, but I want to see the clues.
He's patronizing you guys.
Average 15. That wouldn't help me.
Yeah.
Rain Man.
There we go.
Supersonics is big on that.
It's
we go.
offensive
All right.
having him in a Cavs jersey and not Sonics.
I actually agree with that,
Crazy.
Conrad. Never do that again
It's like
with Sean
having
Kemp.
Karl Malone in a Laker jersey.
That's gross. Chandler, you're up.
That looks like Vin Baker.
Is
Can you
it Ben
imagine
Baker?
Vin Baker?
No, it ain't Ben Baker.
Shooting guard
Oh my God.
from 93 to 98,
Oh my God.
Sacramento. All right, got it?
I got an idea.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Bobby
That's a mental
Portis.
game you're playing right now.
6-time All-Star.
Ooh, gold medal winning Dream Team Trace.
Mitch Richmond. No, he's on our Kings. Oh my God, why can't I think of this?
I don't know, but why are you talking like this?
Hold on, hit me with the
Third clue, you'll get a point if you get it.
here.
95. Ooh.
The
Oh.
Kings.
Oh, I think I know.
Why am I drawing a blank here?
Wait, was that
93 to
95?
98.
No, it wasn't. Shoot.
How much time does he get? Shot clock.
Seems like an hour.
Why am I
5,
drawing a blank?
4, 3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Lou, you want a chance to steal for a point?
Nope, but I'll let him lose.
Mike Bibby.
You
said
had
Mitch
it.
Richmond.
You should have trusted yourself.
Kings.
Lou, wait, what's the
stumped.
score right now, by the way?
Lose
He's up
6 to
1.
3.
Or 3.
Something like
3.
that.
How about Charles Sprewell again?
What we got?
The point even. Lou, you're up. First clue.
Let's see.
Drafted at
After
17.
bro,
I love this.
to
In
the
90.
Portland Trail Blazers at pick number 17 in 1996.
I think I have an idea.
Do you?
Yep.
Well, don't say it because you might have to steal it.
Zebo not that old.
6-time.
Damn, is Al Harrington that old? Al Harrington.
Weird way to ask it, but let's see if you're right.
Nope, I know it.
No, Jermaine O'Neal.
Okay, there it is.
Still the first
17. 1 point. So 7-3. Chandler?
He gets that even though
Yeah, who asked you to help
Nobody
me?
told you to help, Psycho. All right, here we go. First
Crazy
clue.
man.
You're over there helping for no reason.
You get more points for the first clue?
Yes, you get 3 points if you get it after the first one only.
This has got to be one of the
Full State, 93, first overall. That's
for your time, young blood.
First overall.
what are you talking about? We're all watching.
Oh my gosh.
Drafted to the Golden State Warriors first in
surprised you didn't
1993, made the first All-Star.
I like this.
Oh, that's
Washington
easy. That's a layup.
Bullets.
It's Chris Webber.
Oh, you
layup.
can't help me.
Well, you pointed at me, so I just wanted to help you.
Detlef Shrimp.
And I was
is my
wrong.
answer.
There you go.
He was the number 1 pick?
I don't think I knew he was the
Wait,
number one.
that's a different stat.
Oh, wait, that's what did you
different.
guys do?
Oh, wait.
Hold on,
Flag
that's
on
a
the
tie.
play. Flag on the play.
That's a tie.
Was a massive mistake just made on this show?
Detlef.
Did I
That's
win?
never
There's no
happened.
way he was the number 1
Did
pick.
I win?
You won by 1,000 points. There's not even any. Can't even talk
I
about
came
it.
in today.
This was the NBA Cup. You ran away
I
with the
came in
point
today locked
differential,
in.
too.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
I
don't
I
even know what
gave you
just
Jermaine
happened.
O'Neal, though. This is erroneous on all accounts.
We'll be back.
That was a technical difficulty.
Well, we need to take a look at what's going on around the league, and we got the undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers in Philadelphia tonight. Yeah, that's right. It's back-to-back for Philly. It's must-win.
Are out this year.
What's out?
The spins. Everybody's
Oh, you
doing
like
these
that?
360 spins.
By the way, what a world we live in where the Cavs are a 9.5
I was just going
favorite.
to say, what if I told you a month ago that
Dear Lord.
November 13th, the Cavs would be 10-point favorites
Wow.
at Philly?
And I'm taking it.
I'm taking that. I would take that, 100%.
Yeah, the back-to-back's tough. Paul George I don't think he's played in a back-to-back. Joel Embiid, we don't know if he's going to play. Cavs are rolling. They are literally on the cusp of history here. Like they're healthy, they're dynamic, they can score, they defend. It's a lot of points, but given the back-to-back, I'm probably going to go with the Cavs here tonight.
So we know Joel, right? We're not going to turn it on tonight and be like, whoa, he's playing.
I feel like he has to play.
I just feel like
has to
how
play.
he looked last night,
Yeah,
too, and
Chandler's
how it
sticking
went
with it.
and how rusty it was. I feel like it'd be a little premature for him to say he's not playing the back-to-back, then the first back-to-back he plays. I don't know how
Would be
much sense
crazy.
that makes, but also I feel him where he obviously wants to play. He wants to be out there, but
course.
if it's getting to the point where he's almost hurting the team and he's hurting his longevity of his career, I don't think it makes sense. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. That's why I think, regardless, it was premature that he even said this in the first place.
True. I'm sure he regrets it.
But again, now when you're 2-8 and you start off in this hole, you have this feeling that everything is a must-win.
And the hole is gonna dig deeper if like Joel Embiid aside, if you're a team and you're 2-8, you want your best players to be available and you want them to be on the floor, especially at 2-8. You know, 2-8 turns into 2-9, 2-9 turns into 2-10, and then
Keep going, Lou. Let's see how high we can get.
you know I can count to 100. but I'm curious I'm just curious to see where does this go for the Philadelphia 76ers. But tonight I like
Must
Cleveland
watch.
at 9.5.
That's my league pass team right now. Is the Cleveland Cavaliers. By the way, other than the resume and the fact that they're the defending champs, why couldn't they give Boston a run for their money at this point? It feels like they're on track. I know you think things are going to change and even
It's just
out.
because we haven't seen it. There's no disrespect to them. We just haven't seen them do it at an elite level in the postseason. And we've seen Boston come off an absolute dominating run last year. And yeah, they had some injuries, but they could give them a real run.
It could be interesting. That'll do it for us today. Tomorrow, Bobby Portis is back.
Running back.
See y'all.
Run it up.